Hello everyone, this is Vinay here from Learn Coding with Vinay, and I would like to welcome to my channel. And also, I'm super excited to kick off a new video series, a new playlist that is ASP.NET Core underscore MVC. And in this series, I'll be uploading videos those that includes interesting use cases and scenarios of real world, and also those videos which are commonly required in any of the web application. So first of all of those videos is the nav bar. Have you ever imagined an application without a navigation bar or menus? Right, probably we won't have. Right. So in this video, what we are going to do, we will be developing small menu using ASP.NET Core. And let me give you the example that if you go to any e-commerce site, let's say this is a simple menu, a drop down menu. These are simple menu. Again, navigation bar. If we go to Myntra, then we see these mega menus, right? So we'll try to build these menus, not the entire one, but one example of each. Simple menu, drop down menu, multi-level menu, and a mega menu, right? So let's dive into it. So I have created the project, MVC project, and I have run the project. So with default template, what we get, we usually get these two menus, home and privacy. And if we click on home, it takes us to the home page. If we click on privacy, it takes us to the privacy page. And let me also tell you where this code is, right? So we can see it over here in the project. We need to go to views, sad, and layout.cshtml, right? Now in the layout.cshtml, we can see this navbar, right? We can see this navbar. In the navbar, we have this text which is displaying over here, right? Then we have the button which I will show you later. This is a burger icon that will only appear in the mobile view, right? So I'll show you that later. And the next is the list of menus that we see, home and privacy, home and privacy. Sorry. So let's try to create some more menus and let's have fun in the video. So let me simply go ahead and copy paste this multiple time. So let me add two more menus as of now. Okay, so let me give it a name. Let's say login, and let me give this a name, register. So let's refresh this and see if we can see those changes in our menu or not. Right, so we could see simple menus, two more menus, login and register. Let's add one more menu that is actually a drop down menu. So let me do one thing. Let's go to the Bootstrap website and go to get bootstrap.com and look for a navbar tag in the component, or you can search also over here, right? And we will grab this menu which will have a drop down or a curtain drop menu, right? So let me copy this. Let me put it down it over before login actually, right? Let me save this and let's see if we see those changes over here or not. Okay, so we have the drop down menu where we have more menus, right? Okay, so now current menus are actually left aligned. Let's try to make it right aligned. So for that we can do it two ways. We will have to add a few classes to our navbar. So let me go to the navbar. First way is to, we can have the, in the UL tag, we can replace this flex grow one to ms auto, ms say auto. Let's say save this and let's see the changes. If we can see the menu align right side, see now the menus are aligned right side. Now the second way we can do it, let me undo this. Let me keep this as it is, you know and in the UL tag, let's remove this particular guy and add few more classes. And let me, in the parent div, it is in justify content between, let's make it to end. And let's say if we see the same again, menus aligned left, right, sorry. Yeah, so menus are aligned right again. Right, excellent. So both way are working fine. Either you can uh, have it on the UL tag, or you can change this between two and justify content to and, or either here you can remove the flex grow one and replace it with ms hyphen auto class. Right, currently I'm keeping this. Right, now let's align menus equally. Right, currently they are kind of pushed towards right. Let's try to have home over here, privacy over here, drop down over here, and give them a good amount of space. Right, so let's so do to do that we will have to add few more classes. Right, so okay, so to do that we'll have to add few more classes over here in the ul tag. Let's say make it w100 width 100 basically, and let's give it justify content around or evenly. Justify content around. Okay, save it and let's see our output. See, now the menus are apart to an equal distance and they are widely spread across the screen rather than just aligned on the left or right hand side. Right, so this looks good. Now let's move to the next one. Now let's try to add logo over here in our menu bar. So I have already added a image, Visual Studio logo over here. So it is over here, right? So it is usually into www root folder. There we have certain folders. In that I have created img folder and I have added logo.png over here. Now to add logo in our application, what do we need to do? We need to add it after within the anchor tag, so of this guy. So we'll have to add it over here. Right, and let me add an image tag. So we'll have this image tag over here, and vs1 I would say it is logo.png. Okay, excellent. I'll not add style as of now. Save it and let's see how does it look. Okay, so it is a very large. At this moment the image is quite large, so let's add it to add some width and height, and let's see how does it look like. Now it looks good. Now one thing to notice over here is, always have your logo or images designed for a particular screen. So here what we are doing, we have taken a very large image and then we specified the height and width of it. As a programming perspective, I will not suggest to do that. Have the logo of equal, not equal, I would say have the logo of required size only. Basically prepare the logo according to screen. So in this, if we need a logo which fits in the menu and which is smaller in size, make sure you design this menu, get it designed from the designer or somebody else, right? And make sure that it fits in over here, right? So I would not suggest to specify style, because on browsers and others, when we see it on mobile view, there are chances that it may not look good, right? So always images, logos, all those things has to be designed separately based on the required screen. Just a pro tip, right? So now this looks good. Now let's see how does it look like in our mobile view. So let me go to the mobile view. Right, so we can see the burger icon, we can see the logo, we can see the our text, basically maybe company name or something like that. We can treat it as something like company name or brand name. Then we have the menus. Right, so on the mobile also it is looking good. But let's try to reverse the position of this burger icon. Let's take this burger icon over here before the menu, before the logo. So what do we need to do? We just need to reverse the tag of anchor tag and button. So let me explain this. So over here we have, you know the the image and anchor tag that are in the beginning. Let's make it appear after the button. Save this and let's go to our code, and now see, the burger icon is on the left hand side, but with this, this guy is pushed to or the right side. Let's make it align also towards, just adjacent to this burger icon. Now to achieve this, we will have to go to the parent div of the container. We will have to go to container. So where do we have the container? Let me see. Over here, right? In the div, we will have to add few more classes, say deflex and justify content start. Save it and let's see how does it look like now. So let's wait. Yeah, okay. Now the burger menu is on the left top, I mean at the farther left side, then the icon, and then the name of the company or whatever brand. Right. Now this burger icon and the logo seems to be stick with each other. Right. So let's make them a little apart. Let's add some space into that. So to achieve this, we will have to add px1 to the anchor tag of our logo here, right? So let's see how does it look like now. Okay, so it pushed a little bit, right? So now it looks better. Now we have the, this is what we usually see on any of the website that we open on a mobile. Usually burger icon are on the left side, but that depends, we might see it on right side also. That depends on how company wants to keep it, right? So let's move further over here now. Okay, now let's try to change the background color of this menu, right? So let me go over here. If we go to navbar, currently it is using navbar light, so that is gray. Let's make it navbar dark, navbar dark, and instead of bg white we would say bg primary, right? Save it and let's see how does it look like. Now it looks good. Now the color has been changed basically, right? Now the next thing, what do we need to do next is the, let's make this text white, right? Or maybe let's try some different class. Now this is, let me make this warning, right? So the black text will look better actually. Now see, now we can see this colored into, the background color of the navbar is yellow and the text color is black, right? That is, now text color is black because of this text dark, right? Now what we will be doing, let's keep this primary, and let's make this text dark, text white. So uh, let me so that white menus look better in the dark blue background. Let me add this, let me also add it over here. Let me add this and let me add this. Save it and let's see what do we see. Now the menu looks good, right? They are in white color. Now this is good. Okay, now let's move ahead with the, now so we have seen basically simple menus, right? We have a drop down menu. Let's try to add one more menu over here. That will be a multi-level drop down menu, right? So what do we need to do? I have the code, I'll just copy paste the code and I'll explain it later. So let me go over here. After this menu we will be adding a multi-level menu, right? Let me save this and see how does it look like. Okay, so here I have tried to added one real world example, which is has managed product. In the managed product we have two menus, then we have one more menu, right? Then ideally this will open few more menu, right? And currently we have just copy pasted the html, and that's the reason it is not getting expanded, because bootstrap does not have ready made class for sub menus, basically multi-level menus, right? So this is, there are certain classes that we need to add into the css of sad layout, right? So what do we need to do? We'll go over here, we'll open this sad layout.cshtml, and let me copy paste the css classes also, right? So let me copy this over here and let me copy paste this. Let me see, I'll explain these classes, don't worry. And then let's see, let's let it get refreshed. Let's see, so page has refreshed. Let's see, if we go to manage products, if we go to inventory, we have two menus coming up. If we go to vendors, again we have two more menu coming up, right? So this is an example of multi level menu. Now let me explain quickly the code, So over here, what we did, we just added one more li, right? In the So basically, this is just a drop down menu only. But what is the thing over here? We'll, for every sub child, we'll have to make it as we'll have to have a separate class that is called drop down sub menu, right? Because we don't have sub menu class, drop down sub menu class in Bootstrap. So this is the one we will have to add, right? So this is the li that we see. First too many item, these two, then inventory, then we have the one more menu, inventory, over here. And in inventory we see this again, two menus. In these two menu, the second menu has one more level of menus, right? So we see these. So let me go over inventory. In the overview, we don't have anything, it's just a static menu, right? We don't have anything, sorry, this one. But in the second, right, we have vendors and vendor orders, right? So in the second li, we have again menu small. So basically we'll have to repeat the ul and li tags, right? You can pause this video, look at this section, and practice it. But just try to study this, right? Now let's move to the browser again. Now see this, by default the drop down menus are, now let me explain the css classes. By default, when you use drop down menu, the arrow is faced from top to bottom, right? Over here also, right? Now for this, we'll have to make sure that it is aligned whenever the menu pop-up is coming up, right? So we'll have to make it aligned from the left to right. So basically pointed side should come on the right side, right? This is what we have done. Now this is because of this class drop down menu a after, right? So we are making it float right, and we are making it content, we are making the arrow pointed towards right side. Let me also explain this. Now the drop down position is relative. This is because we'll have to we'll have to make sure as the menu, when we hover over, the menu just comes adjacent to this parent menu, right? So that's why relative is used. And we will have to make also sure that this menu expands up to the width of this guy, right? The parent guy. So that's why we have used this sub menu, drop down menu, and we have keep it the keep the length 100 and margin 1. If we change this to something like 70 or something, let's say, it will start to overlap on this parent panel. See where do we see it now, right? So that depends what do you need, right? Let me keep it to 100 as of now. Sorry, my bad. 100. So it is refreshed, now it is good. So based on the space you have, space on the viewport, you can take this decision. Ideally it should come after the parent menu only, it should not overlap, right? It should be clearly visible where you are going, menu within menu, or whatever it is, right? So 100% is required over here, right? Now let's move to the next thing. Now the next is, let's try to add over here one more menu which opens in the entire, and the sub menu, when we hover it, the sub menu opens on the entire screen, basically mega menu, just like we saw in Myntra or even Amazon, right? So let's try to do that. So first thing, let's add a simple menu after our product vendor menu, right? So let me go over here, okay, and let me put it down over here, right? So let's see how does it look like. So we have the mega menu text over here, right? Now let's convert it into a drop down menu, right? So basically what we will be doing, just like this drop down, we'll add code over here also. So let me now replace this with this. And so what we are doing, we are giving it a name. Let me change it to mega menu only. And in that we are adding three more sub menus, right? Simple, just like our drop down menu. Let's see how does it look like. Okay, so it is now as good as this one, this menu, right? Now what we'll be converting, we'll be adding more child menus, and we'll have section for mobile, accessories, and variable, and in all those we'll have again list of menus, right? This is what we are trying to achieve. Now for that, what do we need to do next is, we will have to okay, so we have converted these to the links. Okay, now next is, let's make the drop down menu wide, right? So let's, for that, what we need to do, we'll have to use W100 again on the sub menu right over here. So let's say, but only making this, it will not expand to the entire width. Let's see, we'll have to add the one more uh, class, custom class. So let me do that. Okay, so what I did, I just added this position static class on the parent menu side at the mega menu, right? And if I go ahead and click on mega menu, we see this menu, right? Now we'll expand this further, these three menus, right? So now we can see, the menu is expanded to the entire screen just like we have it in Mantra. Now let's try to put down sub menus under all these three. Now for that to achieve, we'll have to replace our UI and UL and li tag with the division tag. So let me go ahead and remove this and add this, right? So let's see now how does it look like. Now if I go to, okay, I think I made some mistake. Okay, so let me see what I was missing. Actually, I had to replace the UL tag, not the entire li tag, right? So we were seeing this. Let me show you what I did. Right. So if I go to mega menu, this appears. Right. Now for each this menu item, we'll have to add one dedicated div, right? That has these columns. So I kept the menu name mega menu only, but in the child menu, I added one row and column. And in each column, we will have the parent menu name and then the sub menus. Consider this is mobiles, then we have Apple, Samsung, and menu OnePlus as sub menus. So if I go ahead and see now, if I go ahead, see how does it look like. Now we have mobiles, Apple, Samsung, and OnePlus, right? So let's repeat the other three guys also, other three menus also. So let me copy paste. I have already code, right? Let me just put it down over here and save this, right? So basically we are just adding more columns to our menu. If I go ahead now, see how does it look like. Now this is in the menu, we have section, and in this all sections we have again sub menus, right? So this looks good. Now let's, we have one more menu that has, clear cells. Usually cell items should be highlighted. So let's try to, highlight a little bit. So what we will be using, instead of yeah, we can simply even say text is equal to danger. So we want to make sure that that appears, different when the menu is loaded, right? So it is in red color. But I have also one, specified dedicated class for that highlight link, right? So let me add the classes over here, the required classes for mega menu. So let me go to the CSS and let's add the required class. Yeah, so let me tell you, I have added, the required classes over here that will convert a menu into some nice readable font tags. It will improve the appearance of the menu. You can pause this video and read out all this, and all these classes details, right? They are basically very simple. So let me take you to the menu now on the browser. Let me go ahead and now let's see it. Okay, so let me actually, here I'll have to remove now this, and that way it will look better, the clearance cell menu, right? So let me see. Okay, okay, so my hot reload was not actually reflecting the changes, code changes, so I had to restart the application. So let's go now. If we go to the mega menu now, see the background color of the menu, it's grayed out now. Earlier it was white. And see the clearance cell menu, now it clearly looks in good red bold colors. Also, if we hover on each of these menu, background color of it changes to white. This is because of the classes I have added. Let me go back to the screen again. So here are some of the classes. Again, as I said, you can pause the video and check out this, right? Now the next topic, now what we'll be doing, in many a time you will have to work on an application that those has the application might have access based on the logged in user. right? So based on the logged in user role, that person might see different menus in the web application, right? So we'll try to mimic that. So what we'll be doing, we'll be creating a dummy login page, and we'll create a dummy login scenario, and based on that we'll have a hard coded value of role, and based on that we'll either hide or display certain menus, right? So let's do that. So first I'll go to home controller and just copy paste this method, and we'll make it the login method, right? So let me copy paste this. Let me make this login method, right? Let me add the view also for the same. Right click on the method, say add view. We'll be adding the empty view. Let's say add. Let's make it login. And let's add few code over here just to indicate that this is a login page. So what we are saying, the user is logged in, right? Whenever someone clicks on login, we are not creating text box for username and password or button or something. Just a dummy scenario where user will log into the application, and once the user is logged in, usually logout button should appear, and if user is not logged in, login and register button will should menu should appear, right? So let's do those changes in the shared layout. So we'll go to over here, we'll add. So we have login, it is going to home. Now instead of previously it should go to login, right? And we will add one more menu just to mimic the real world example. We'll mark it as logout, and ideally this should go to a logout method, but we are not creating that, so that is fine. Okay, so let me run this and see how does it look like now. So now we can see menus, all menus: login, we have login, register, and logout also, right? So what we are trying to create over here, as soon as someone clicks login, right, it should go to use login page. And if someone is logged in, so login and register menu should not be visible, it should be hidden. Logout menu should be visible, and based on the role we can show hide certain menus, like whether this or this or this. We can show hide, let's say we can say this managed product, we only want to show it to the vendor, right? Because it is all about vendor products, right? Let's say this mega, or maybe this drop down, or maybe this mega menu drop down, right? This is only supposed to be seen by the admin. So that's what we need to do now. So what do we need to do? Let's go to Visual Studio. Let's go to our home controller. In the login method, let's just create a dummy role over here. So what do we need to do? Ideally it should be in session or JW token or something like that, right? So we are just, as soon as the login is clicked, we will see if the we will assign a role. We will have a role in view bag, right? As vendor, let's say first try as vendor. And for vendor, if it is vendor, then only we want to display, let's say this guy, right? So let's put down condition over here, if condition. So what do we need to do? We need to check if the role is vendor, then only we are supposed to display this, otherwise we will not be displaying this, right? Right. So let's go ahead and see the changes, right? So currently we see this menu manage products because we have assigned the role vendor only, right? So let's try to change this admin. Let's make it admin. Now admin may not see that, right? So that menu manage product is, or not manage product, where we have put down, just give me a moment, guys. Yeah, so I have put down condition on mega menu, so that's okay, completely fine, anything, right? So if it is a vendor, then only mega menu will appear. If it is not vendor, if the logged in person is not vendor, then this will not appear, right? Now one more thing, right? If user has clicked on logged in, then register and login menu should also not appear, only logout should appear, right? So let's try to do that. So what do we need to do? we need to put down condition on this menu also. Let's say display this two guy login and register only if user is not logged in, right? Else we will displaying, if user is logged in, then we will be displaying the logout menu. So let's go ahead and see this. Right. So now since user is logged in, so we have the uh, we don't see the login and register, right? And user is again is a vendor, so a user is admin, so he is seeing this guy, this menus, right? If I go on home, so that uh, view bag data is gone, right? Once I say again login, again it will be only log out. Login and register menus are gone. And let me put down the, again this guy as vendor only, so we see the all menu, right? So we will see all menus, right? So we see all home, preview, see this drop down, this product menu, this mega menu, and the logout button, right? So this is how you can actually show hide menu dynamically. Again, it will not be this simple, but the fundamental is the same. Based on logged in user, we will have to put down if condition, and that login mechanism, again this can be as tricky as it is how it is implemented. Sometimes the role can come from a database, sometimes it can be come from a API call, sometimes it is from JWT, right? So it can be anything, but what we need to understand over here is that over here in the sad layout page, you will have to wrap your menus with certain conditions based on the business logic, right? What menu you want to show and what menu you don't want to show, right? So this is an example of displaying menus dynamically, right? Now let's move to the next. Now next we will be moving to having the example of off canvas menu, which is quite popular if you have worked on data driven dashboard kind of application or admin panels. Then uh, Offcanvas menu is very popular in design. So I'll show you what it is. So for before that, we'll take a copy of this sad layout page and make sure that we have the certain already menu stuff in that, because we will be utilizing it in the off canvas menu, right? So let me stop this application. Let me just right click over here and copy paste this over here itself, right? So we'll make a backup of this. Okay, so I have just copy pasted right in the background. So we have two file now, layout and layout hyphen copy. Layout hyphen copy will be our backup file. I'll close this. And if you can actually switch between this layout file also dynamically based on role or whatever it is. It is mentioned over here that entire application should use underscore layout. Right here we can have the condition, and based on the role or logged in user or anything, we can change which layout, which menu items a user will see. That we can specify over here also, right? Just a tip. Right, so let's move to the, let me close all these guys, and let's open this again, right? Now what do we need to do? We will be working on off canvas menu. So let's go to again Bootstrap and look for the off canvas menu. So I already have it open over here, right? So what we'll be doing, just copy this navbar. You can copy this navbar and replace this navbar with ours, right? So what we'll be doing, we have this, we will replace this entire navbar. I'll say delete and I'll say control V, say control S. We'll run the applications and see how does it look like. So what I did, I just copy pasted the navbar from here and replace it with our navbar over here, and this is what our menu looks like now, right? So we have the title of the application over here, we have the burger icon over here. If I click it, it is opening from the right side, right? Now make it let's make it appear this burger icon on the left side, and let the menu also open from the left side, right? So what I did, you know I just reverse the position of this button and anchor tag and rerun actually. So Now the burger icon is on the left side and this is on the right side, right? Now we'll have to make sure that this also, align it over here. So what do we need to do? We'll just go. So we'll go to the menu over here, after reversing the position here. Okay, so now to make it align on the right side, we'll have to align, we'll have to reorganize our button control and anchor tag within a division. So let me go to over here. We'll have to add one more div tag over here, and then let's close that div tag over here. Control S, and let's see how does it look like now. Now the menu burger icon is on the left side, right? This is stick to this is again, this text is stick to the burger icon little bit. We'll make a space over here, and also we'll make appear the menu also appear from the right side or left side. Currently it is right side, right? So what do we need to do? We need to first, let's go to Visual Studio. Let's make these two, let's make these two dashboard kind of thing, dashboard, so that it appears good, right? And within the same tag, let's add px2, right? So that it is, these guys are separated. Okay, so this is done. Now what do we need to do? If I click it over, it is opening from the right side. Let's see, it should open from the left side now. Now to start the menu from off canvas left hand side, we'll have to make change over here. Currently it is starting from the end, so basically right side. So here we'll have to add start. It should open from the left side. So let's go ahead and okay, code changes does not seem to be reflected. Let me refresh this and try my luck. If not, I'll restart the application. So let me restart the application. Okay, so let me show you. Now the menu is also appearing from the left hand side. What I did was, it was quite simple. On this div class of canvas menu, rather than having the start end, we had end over here. Let me make it end now, and let me show you again over here. Once this, my hot reload is now not working, it is not reflecting the changes, right? Okay, so this is at the, with the end, it is opening from the right hand side. Now if I make it to start, it should open from the left hand side. So let it get refreshed. Okay, it is refreshed. Okay, okay, still it is from right hand side, so it is not reflecting. So let me restart the application again. Now I run the application and let's click on the burger icon, and we can see it, coming from the left hand side. Now with this dashboard kind of application, you might have seen a lot of time, whenever you open the menu, this menu will have icons also. So let's add bootstrap icons. So what do we need to do? We'll go to Bootstrap, right? Click on icon. Okay, so let the site open up. Okay, we'll go to install first because we need to copy the CDN. Okay, so copy this CDN URL, this one, and let's put it down into our code. So we'll have to put it down in sad layout at the top over here. So now icons will start appearing in our application. So let's do one thing now. Let's go to the Bootstrap site and pick any icon from our above here, right? So what do we need to do? Let's search for home icon. We have home menu, right? So we have this menu home. Let me take this, let me open it in new window, and also let me open it from where do we have our home menu, over here, right? So I'll just say enter, keep a space. Let's that copy this particular HTML and paste it over here, right? Save it and let's see if we see those changes. So okay, the code is refreshed. Let's see if we can see the icon. Okay, not yet. Let me refresh this again. Okay, not yet. Let me restart the application. Now I have restarted the application. If I go over here, and we can see this icon over here. Now let me put down few more icons, so I have opened few icons like this. Let's see this log. Maybe we can use it for login menu. Since we don't have login, I'll just add it to whatever menus available. So I'll add it over here, and I'll change this to text to login. And let me save this and see. Let's see if it is getting reflected. Okay, it is. Okay, this is getting reflected now. Okay, so we see home login. For drop down, let's see, add one more icon. So I have open maybe this guy. So we have more menus. So I'll add this over here, and I'll also add one more item. Let's say logout, and let's me make this logout. And I have also opened this guy logout icon. Right, so this looks good for logout. We copy paste this over here, save this, and let's see let this page get refreshed, and let's see. I hope it reflects back. It hasn't refreshed my code, so I'll restart the application and come back again. Okay, so I ran the application again, and if I go ahead and open the menu, we see these icons now, right? We see menu with the icon, right? So this is how your off canvas menu looks like usually. Right. So in this video, we have covered pretty much, from simple menu to drop down menu, multi-level menu, mega menu, and off canvas menu as well. And we added icons as well to the menus. Right. So I hope you enjoy this video. It has been a little lengthy, but I hope it was informative as well. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, which is Learn Coding with Vinay. You will find other playlist also related to ASP.NET Core, right? And also make sure you hit the notification button so that you get the notification of new video uploads, right? So stay tuned and see you in some other video. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video.